And this was in the year 59 BC when he formed the first triumvirate with Pompey and Crassus. And it was quite an eventful year and set of build-ups, but given the state of dysfunction that existed in the Roman Republic at that time, not completely surprising, but I love this year.
Of course, the primary reason for the first triumvirate was Julius Caesar trying to escape loan sharks.
The guy was broke most of his life. It was really kind of weird because not everyone is going to get a vote, not every vote is equal, but that was just how the system was. Now, if you want to be a candidate for election, the Roman system was very rigid. I'm just going to bring up the Senate of Rome had a path called the Cursus Honorum, which is the life of a politician in Rome. So, as you can see, this is just a very simplified view of the path of any person that wants to aspire to be up in the Roman. I think this is just a bit more better of how Roman society was structured. Most of the people are in the bottom three, like the plebeians, the ordinary folks, and the slaves, right? That's where like the 99% are. And you will have every year 20 quaestors elected, 16 aediles, 8 praetors, and 2 consuls. But if you were elected into a magistrate position, and as long as the censor did not reject you, you would be serving in the Senate for life. And because of the Roman legacy system, most patricians were just expected to serve in the Senate for their entire life. And according to Polybius, right, he's our famous historian who hated Hannibal and wrote the histories in the second century BC. Candidates have to have at least 10 years of military service. Because keep in mind, to ancient Romans, a politician in general, it's practically the same thing. But aediles, you are going to go very broke, but it is where you host temple, like, host festivals, maintain the temples, and you can host banquets and all, improving your popularity with the masses. That is your propraetorship, and you have complete authority and jurisdiction of all forces and Romans within that region, and that's just basically your ticket to becoming uh, avoiding bankruptcy. And at the age of 42, it's the top position of the consul. Consul is what you could say is the president prime minister of the Roman Republic. There were two because the Romans really feared the power of one guy. So it was kind of like
We're,
strange. Because you hold power for just a year, it causes these guys to go pretty crazy. You have to be a very aggressive personality, very ambitious, and willing to engage in bribery and such to get to the top. It's cutthroat. Very few people most would even reach to the praetorship, let alone the consulship. And after your consulship, you get a proconsulship where you govern a province, and this is given to the more lucrative or frontier provinces where the opportunity to extort the people, I'm not even going to say govern the people, it's extortion there, and go on military campaigns against the enemies of Rome to get more glory, money, and plunder. That's pretty much your entire 20-25 year political career being recovered in a year. And I might also add proprietors when you're serving as a magistrate, you're a consul, you're a praetor, aedile, and quaestor, or you are governing a province as a propraetor or proconsul. You also have the imperium, which means you're exempt from law. So the laws of Rome don't avoid for you, and keep that in mind because that is the reason Caesar pretty much declares war on Rome later.